Good afternoon, class, and welcome to your virtual course. This is Introduction to Statistics. My name is Dr. Araipur, and you can call me Dr. A if it's easier for you. I have sent several emails already regarding the course, and I hope you've had a chance to look at those emails/announcements, and I hope you have explored the course. So having said that, here's the homepage of Canvas. The way I've set it up, I just put some numbers here and you just follow it. Number one, there is a welcoming message here. I hope you've listened to that. Basically, I'm very happy to have you here, welcoming you to the course. Numbers 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. So we're going to go to number 2, the class philosophy.
Class philosophy. This class is a community and therefore, we all have the same objective, to learn. Online students often feel isolated, but it is vitally important to know you are not in this alone. I would like each of you to approach our online class with a great attitude and a willingness to help one another. Many problems and questions can be resolved by asking a fellow student. I am always here to help you, but I truly believe your experience will be more fruitful if you communicate with your fellow students as well. Let us work together to make this a memorable semester for each and every one of us. Course objectives. The objectives of our statistics course are about the use of probability techniques, hypothesis testing, and predictive techniques to facilitate decision making. Topics include descriptive statistics, probability and sampling distributions, statistical inference, correlation and linear regression, analysis of variance, chi-square, and t-tests, and application of technology for statistical analysis including the interpretation of the relevance of the statistical findings. Applications using data from disciplines including business, social sciences, psychology, life science, health science, and education.
And of course, you have my contact information, the email address, mripur@lbcc.edu, and I'm going to go back to the homepage of Canvas. So number 3, the announcements, you can click on it here or here, makes no difference, on the left navigation bar. So these are several emails/announcements. Okay, so most of the emails are in the form of announcements. In case you missed that for any reason, you can find it under the announcements. Record an orientation, welcome an orientation, welcome to a virtual course, and there have been several of those. So I hope you've had a chance to read those. Number 4, follow the steps below. Before we do that, I want to discuss what you see on the left side, Tech Connect Zoom. This is where you attend the class. That's all there is to it. Okay. So Tech Connect Zoom, you basically join the class. That's all. And as always, you want to put your full name as it appears on the roll sheet. So that's the Tech Connect Zoom. Under number 4, we see the syllabus, modules, which has practice test, PowerPoints, homework, discussion forum, practice test, and so forth. So I want to go over number 4, but before I do that, I want to start with the syllabus. Again, you can click on it right here, or the left navigation bar, makes no difference. So it's right here. There are 2 things here, is the syllabus and the calendar. I want to go over the calendar first. So roughly every week we have an exam. There are 6 weeks, about a week and a half for the first one and the second one. And every homework is due the day before each exam. However, if you want to do well, you have to do your homework on a daily basis. All you have to do a few sections per day. Couple of things that are due immediately. One of them is introduction to my open math, and the other one is algebra review. So that's available. And now the syllabus, as you can see, it's pretty long. Nowadays, syllabi are really long. First, of course, welcoming you to the course. So I put them in this format. You can go to a topic of interest, okay? For example, you can go to the grading policy if that's what you like. But I'm going to quickly spend a couple of minutes, go over this, and please, if you need to come back and refer to a specific topic, please do so. Okay, so we start with the course, the section number, the information about the course and its time, student learning outcome, course objective. The text is online and it's free. I will show you when we go to my open math as well. Class calendar, as I mentioned, we have the information about the Zoom here. Also, you can find this information on Canvas in Tech Connect Zoom. As it was mentioned, every week or so we have an exam. And as long as you cover a couple of sections per day, you should have no problem not only finishing off your homework, but also learning and getting ready for the exam. Now, I want to make sure everybody understands what's happening. There is no proctor. I'm assuming everybody is here because they want to learn. And there's a pledge I expect everybody to take when they take the exam, and you take the exam on your own. It is strongly advised to watch the recording of practice test exams for success in the course. All exam reviews are recorded and can be found under the recorded practice test lecture tab in Canvas. Again, I will show you that. I will be available during the designated class time and student office hours to address any questions. There is no student office hours for the summer, by the way. Please note that all exams expire at 11:59 p.m. So I've set them up that they expire at 11:59 p.m., which means, just for the sake of argument, if somebody starts the exam at 11, you have only 59 minutes. So please don't do that, okay? You want to start as early as possible, okay? All right. So we're going to continue. Here's the meetings, of course, on a daily basis, 2 to 4:50, Monday through Thursday. Important dates, registration deadlines, technology and calculator. I believe everything should be free for the students, including the calculators. And as you can see, I have a list of free online calculators. Okay. And I highly recommend you check each and every one of them. Just spend a couple of minutes, no more than 2 to 5 minutes, and figure out which one is the best for you. I believe, based on the experience I have, most students are very comfortable with the first one, everybody. Okay, the first one works for everyone, but you probably want to check all of them and figure out what's the best for you. Various calculators, as mentioned here. Tech support for the Publisher My Open Math, for Campus, for Canvas, all of them are available here. Math Success Center is available. You can see the website here and the location, their time, and if need be, you can get in contact with them. What I want to add is that normally they do have calculators that you can check out, but it's first come, first serve based on that. The grading policy, this is a point system, and the total is 1,000 points, everybody. Okay. Now, online homework, 250 points. you can redo if you do a homework and you make a mistake. If you do a homework and you make a mistake, you can redo it. So that's why a lot of people have an easy time, get 100% on their online homework. Introduction to my open math, algebra review, all of them are part of the homework, total of 300 points. We have 4 tests, each one is 100 points, and a comprehensive final, 300 points. What I want to explain about the comprehensive final, it's really not that bad because it's 70% based on the previous exams and about 30% brand new stuff. So it's a point system, 1,000 points is total, therefore 900 points or more gives you an A. That means 90% and above. 80% and above, between 800 and 899, you get a B, so on and so forth. It's very straightforward, everybody. Point system at any given time, at any given point, you can figure out how many points you have. There is no makeup policy because you receive an email and you have the entire week to take the exam. You don't have to wait until the day that you have to take the exam. You can wait, you can take it as early as you want because it does have the password. And by any chance you want to take it even earlier, you can email me, I give you the password. Having said that, the one of the things that I do that will help students get a better score, the final score, the worst exam grade can be replaced by the final if the final exam is at B or higher, 80% or better. Homework must be good, minimum 90%. And of course, this action must result in a higher letter grade. If you fail to take any of the exam, you will receive 0 for that one and it will not be replaced. Okay? Only the exams that you take, if the criteria are met, then they can be replaced. Course late work, I suggest you don't use. There is a late pass, you may use it. It gives you 72 hours. On a normal basis, students who use the late pass, especially for a fast-paced course such as summer courses, they have a hard time making it in this course. Okay. And of course, the exception to that would be the first couple of assignments and module 5. Then there are other stuff here. One thing that I find interesting is what is called CSULB Study 36. So according to that, students need about 3 times the number of units for a regular semester, a 16-week semester, to be successful in the course. Some more, some less. For every hour in class, you should spend 3 hours outside of class studying. Therefore, if you're taking 12 units, you need 36 hours. That's how they come up with that. However, this is a short-term course and you need a lot more. So you need a minimum of 20 hours per week to do well. Dropping policy, students who miss the first day of orientation don't register with the publisher immediately, miss the first assignment or the second assignment, or miss any of the exams will be dropped. It's important to understand what's going on. Then we have some information about DSPS, financial aid, and so on in case you need it. Summary steps to success. In order to be successful, okay, study the PowerPoints in each module. Do your homework. There are some video lectures you can watch, or there are some video lectures that are embedded in some of the homework. Study the practice test and their solution. Watch the recordings of all the practice tests. Take the exam. There is no office hours for summer. There are some websites that you may find them helpful. And finally, I want to discuss this concept of a netiquette for online. They call it netiquette for online. And what it means basically is that the way we act, whether it's online or on campus, makes no difference. Okay. And here's the bottom line, everybody. Be professional, be courteous. That's all. That's what everybody expects from one another. So the same thing here, please. You're a college student, so when you send an email, you send an email. You're not sending a text. Okay. Use correct spelling and grammar. Okay. Make sure there's a subject line. Make sure your full name is there. I don't know who you are unless you put your full name there. And in short, we want to use a positive tone. That's all. So I hope it's clear to everybody. So that's the synopsis of the syllabus. If for any reason we have to go back, it's available. You can find it on the left navigation bar or right here on the home page. Just click on that. The next one is the modules. But before I go over the modules that covers just about everything there, I want to look at the discussion forum and the Math Success Center. By the way, of course, you see the assignments. Here, these are the grades that will be put there. All assignments are done in My Open Math. Your digital platform is My Open Math. So, what do we find under the discussions? Two things. Student bios. I put mine just as an example. You're more than welcome to put yours. And so your fellow students get to know you. And if you want to put, you want to answer to a fellow student, please do so, but purely with respect and nothing else. Okay. You want to be encouraging your fellow students. So that'd be wonderful if you do so. So that's one of them. Again, you don't have to. It's really a good idea so your fellow students get to know you. Then we have a frequently asked questions. Before you send an email and ask a question, I suggest you read this. It should take a couple of minutes of your time maximum. So there are some general questions that I found interesting in the past students ask, and I put them here. And if there are more questions coming up that are not here, I will add. But for example, how to use a math editor. The other one is the course ID. Do I need a course ID for my open math? And the answer is no, because we registered through Canvas. Okay. Tech support. How do you access expired homework? How to check your grades? Everything is explained here. And again, I want to emphasize this one because this happens every semester, and honestly, I don't understand why. Where to find the exam password and when. Announcements with the exam title are emailed to students almost a week in advance and have all the information, including the exam password. So if for some reason you can't find the password, go under the announcement and, for example, for exam one, look for exam one. Of course, it's not there yet. Okay, it's not available. So that's as far as the discussion forum is concerned. Again, I want to go back to the homepage of Canvas. And before I continue, I want to look at the left-hand side, the left-hand side, the navigation bar, Math Success Center that I mentioned before. If you click on that, it'll take you here. Okay. So it has virtual front desk, Math Success Center MSC on Discord, Math Stats Tutoring, free walk-up or drop-in tutoring, Net Tutor, and here's what I mentioned, free calculator loan program. Again, if you need a calculator, although you can get that online, okay? But if you need to go grab a calculator from the Math Success Center, you want to do it as soon as possible. So they have limited number. And as you can see, the Math Bootcamp info and all the statistics tutorial sign-ups. So as you can see, there is a lot of information here. So if you need help from the Math Success Center, click on the link here, check it out, call them, or just follow their instruction, or go to their website and do what you need to do. All right. So we covered everything. Now, modules is where basically we can find everything that we need for the course. So you can click on it here. This is it. This is the last piece here, or you can click on it here. So what do we find here? If you click on this one, this is where the digital platform exists. It'll ask you to sign up. If you have an account with My Open Math, I'm going to refer to it as MOM from now on, short. My Open Math, short MOM. If you have a username and password, put it in and it'll take you to My Open Math and you register for this specific course. If not, you just basically sign up. That's all. And I highly recommend you use username and password, perhaps the same thing that you use for your email address. This way you don't have to forget it, or just make sure you make a point of it somewhere. So I hope it's clear to everybody. Then under the modules, the very first one gives you a chance to register with My Open Math. What do we find here? Recorded practice test. And I'm going to come back to this later when I explain about each exam module. Notice exam one module, and we're going to be concerned with that. We don't have to look at even exam two module, because by the time we are finished with the first module, you know exactly what to do. So exam two module is similar to that, 3, 4, and part of the final exam. It's module 5. What do we find at the end? So I want to go over that. And these are part of resources that you need for the course. Starting with formulas, because you can use a formula sheet and tables for the exam. So here's the formulas, everybody. Because the formulas are involved, it's given to you, and you can use the ones that you need for a specific exam. And I've even separated them by chapters. Okay, so these are formulas under the last modules. The last module would be resources. The next one is statistics tables. You need a table, but you can even use a calculator instead of that. For example, the z-score or the z-table, the t-table, chi-square, it's not chi-square, it's chi-square table, and so on. So we have the very last module, we have formulas, tables. And now, what about the calculator? I want to show you a couple of things you find here. We do have TI calculator commands. Okay, so and the point is, so I'm giving you the commands, and so just the commands doesn't do the math. I want to see formulas and process, as you'll see when we go through practice test. On this page, you have various calculators as it was given to you in the syllabus. Also, a possibility of downloading an emulator if it works, and sometimes it doesn't. It'll look something like this. I don't know if you can see that, but you will get this calculator, everybody. Okay. Um, in my case, in some cases, such as various, laptops or desktops, some of them didn't work. So I'm not, because this is something I found, and I hope you can make it work and download it if you like. But there are other calculators, as you see at the bottom, and you can use them online. Then here's the TI calculator commands. Okay, we have the commands and we go through them as we go through the practice test. And now, as you can see, more calculators. And at the end, also more calculators. So there are a lot of calculators online. The bottom line is, I believe everything should be free. So I hope you see what I'm trying to say here. So having said that, I'm going to go back to the modules and I'm going to remind you the very last one is all about resources. Make sure you know you have the formulas, you have the tables, you have access to the TI calculator commands and probably be able to download them in it. The very first one is where you uh, go to my open math and start doing your digital platform. When you do that, it will take you there. And I will show you again as we come across that. But um, so for now, I want to discuss this one and then I'm going to go to the recorded lecture. So what do we find? For now, we're going to be concerned with module one. First, you see the practice test. Why did I put the practice test first? Because I want you to take a couple of minutes, take a look at it, and see what is being covered for the first exam. Okay, it doesn't take more than maybe 3 to 5 minutes of your time. That gives you an idea of what is being expected of you for the first exam. That's all. It's just the expectation. And of course, all you have to do a few questions per day. By the time we get to the exam, you're more than ready to take the exam and nail the exam. After that, what do we see? Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. These are the 3 chapters covered and the PowerPoints. For example, here's the first chapter. If you click on this one, brings up the first section. Now, if you download that and put it in slide mode, for example, you get to this one, you don't see the entire page. You just see the question. Because it's in slide mode, okay, arrow down takes you to the next line and the next line and the next line. So you can actually work it out. So under exam one module, we looked at practice test. I showed you chapter one. Chapters 2 and 3 are the same. Those are PowerPoints. What do you see at the bottom? Look at this one. At the bottom of the first module, it is the solution to practice this. So we have the practice test, PowerPoints, solution to practice test with details. Also, now I want to go under where it says PowerPoint lectures and so forth, recorded lectures. Number, okay, 2026 is coming up. Take a look at this one. Not only we have the practice test, the PowerPoints, the solution to the practice test, we also have recorded solution to the practice test. So everything is available. I hope everybody can find them nice and easy. Also, this one, remember we had the PowerPoints. Recorded PowerPoints. lecture on recorded PowerPoint. So we have the PowerPoints, we have the recorded PowerPoints, we have the practice test, we have the solution to practice, and we have the recorded to practice test. Everything is available. So again, synopsis of that so everybody can see where we can find them. Under exam one module, you can find the practice test, the PowerPoints, and the solution to that practice test. Under recorded lectures, you can find the lectures that are recorded section by section and the solution to practice test that has been recorded. So everything you need is there. So going back to the homepage of a Canvas, we've covered everything. So what about the homework and everything else? When you register, remember, under the modules, the very first one, you register with my Open Math. So if you register with my Open Math, it'll take you here. What do we find there? Let's go over that. At the very top, you see the very first assignment, everybody. Introduction to my Open Math. All it is showing you how to work with my Open Math. The second one is algebra review. The purpose of that is to let you know what is your prior knowledge of mathematics so you can easily move on. For now, you don't have to worry about the exams, but when the time comes, you can find the exams here. I'm going to expand it, see exam one, so on and so forth. So you don't have to worry about it now, but this is where you find the exams. Everything is done in my Open Math. Then we have the description, as it was mentioned before.
This course provides an overview of statistical reasoning. Topics include descriptive statistics, probability and sampling distributions, statistical inference, correlation and linear regression, analysis of variance, chi-square, and t-tests, and application of technology for statistical analysis including the interpretation of the relevance of the statistical findings. Applications using data from disciplines including business, social sciences, psychology, life science, health science, and education. All content is in the course modules folders which include videos and sets of homework exercises. Some videos are embedded within the homework and some can be found at the beginning of the chapter.
So as we scroll down, look at the calendar and you can change the number of weeks. For example, we can do it 2 weeks or more, 4 weeks. Okay. So as you can see, the first couple of assignments are coming up. If you look at exam one and right before that, all the homework for the first 3 chapters are due there. If you wait until that day to do the homework, you're not going to get ready for the exam. Instead, you have to do it on a daily basis. I can't emphasize this enough, okay? All right. As we scroll down, we have module 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each module corresponds to the same module in Canvas. So what is module 0? As the name indicates, resources, including the text. So here's the text, everybody. Which is this one based on what I just showed you. Let me just close one of these. Let me just close this one. So this is the text. This one has the proper sections. The problem is navigation is difficult, whereas here you can easily navigate to a section of interest. Do you see that, everybody? Other than that, they're the same, okay? So, all right, going back to my open math. So the first one is the textbook, and it says based on what? Then how to use a link pass, check your grades. And then after that, you see a flow chart and instructor resources, tables, formula sheets, PowerPoints. Then again, I'll show you a bunch of free online calculators. Okay. Mostly you can find the same thing in your syllabus. So again, I highly recommend you check all of them and see which one works the best for you. And then we have the instructors resources. Those are my resources, multi-library. Then there are more videos, p-value calculators. You don't have to worry about it now. And more online calculators here. For one of them, you see Desmos calculator. You see a couple of videos that are helpful. And even more calculators, okay? Online stat calculator, daily schedule calculator, you name it. So I hope you see that Module 0 has a lot of resources, and I highly recommend you take a few minutes, take a look at them, see if you need any of them. The text is mostly as a reference text. Now, modules 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to just look at module 1 because the rest of them repeat in the same manner. So your coursework starts with module 1, of course, with the exception of the first couple of assignments. Everything for now, for the first exam, module 1, I'm going to show you, and then I'll go back to the top. So you see the chapters here. Let me just... Okay, so under module 1, you see the 3 chapters. So again, the first thing we want is chapter 1. So never mind the rest of it. Expand it. When we do that, we see section 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So we are concerned with the first section for now, nothing else. So what happens when you expand it? You see a bunch of videos. I highly recommend you watch them, those videos as well as mine, and figure out maybe you like them more, okay? Or if you want to look at recommended video lectures by other professors, please do so. So the bottom line is there are a lot of resources. You decide what works the best for you. Finally, when I go through all of that, under 1.1, I can find section 1.1 homework. This is the homework. So whenever you're ready, you start taking it. What I want to mention is this. As I'm doing the homework, look, video 1, video 2. So if I have a hard time, I can use the videos. So a lot of questions, they do have help, and that's the key. What I want to go over now is the very first assignment and what happens there. So when you click on it, everybody, it comes up. You want to enter the number here, and it just opens a math palette, 25.7962. Okay. The second one, nearest hundreds. So 25.79, next to 9 is 6, goes up, becomes 80. Can I divide by 0? No. So it's undefined, but they don't have it. So you got to go with D. Okay, okay. Made a mistake. Just DNA does not exist. Okay. Now notice over here it says submit question. The moment you submit question, everybody, you see the check mark. The grade for this question is registered for you. That's it. Let's look at number 2. It says enter 4 or more decimals. 1/3 is 0.3 bar. Let's answer it wrong by purpose. 0.3. They want 4, but I just put 1 decimal. Notice. I submit the question, and it says it's wrong. So what do? I just get a similar question. And this time I put a bunch of decimals. Okay. Now I submit the question. It happened to give me the same question and it's right. So I hope you see why students should easily get 100% or close to 100% on their homework. So get a similar question. Right now, if I click on done here, notice the first couple of questions are check mark, meaning I got my grade so far. If the time expires, the due date comes up, I still get those two under my belt. So if I come back before the due date, I can resume. So for now, I'm going to exit. So here's the synopsis of what we covered. Here's the homepage of Canvas. A welcome message, class philosophy. Announcements can be found here or here in the navigation bar. Tech Connect Zoom, that's where you come to your class. Math Success Center, if you need tutoring. Discussion forum, you have a couple of them, frequently asked questions and student bios. Under the syllabus, you can find just about everything explained to you, including the grading policy. Under the modules, you can find what you're looking for. At the very bottom, you have formulas, tables, information about calculators, including TI calculator. Exam 1 module has the practice test, PowerPoints, solution to the practice test. Recorded lectures, they have recorded lectures of the PowerPoint section by section, as well as the practice test, and the new ones become available. I put them there. And the very first one is what you register to take you to your digital platform to do your homework. When you go there, you start with my open math, then the algebra review. For now, you don't want to worry about the exams. As you scroll down, you check module 0 for resources, but your consent is the first module, module 1, chapter 1, section 1.1. Again, let me close that first. So you have to expand module 1, chapter 1, section 1.1, and start working on your assignments. Well, I wish you all best of luck and happy studying, everybody.